Yep.
And what I'm finding is that I've been, I spend a lot of time on social media because that's actually become a part of my job now. So,
Yep.
and I see a lot of hopelessness. I see a lot of people who are just doubting the existence of God. So
Yep.
I was just like, with our beliefs, how can we make it tangible to those who are just looking and just really hurting? It's really hurt. It's hurt.
Yeah.
It's disappointment. That's what people are dealing with. So it's not even like a complete, they're not shaking their fist at God like, I can't stand you. They're shaking their fist like, what is there? I'm hopeless. I don't know what to look for. I don't know anything. And so I'm just trying to figure that out. I was like, man, how do you help people who are struggling in a tangible way? Because you can't look to our leadership for that.
Yeah, I think, and we talked about this in the first interview, I think part of it is those of us who do know Christ and who have a relationship with him. I mean, if we're honest, I think even this country, and I think, so you got, Black Lives Matters, you got all of this injustice, we got all of the social unrest, and we live in a country that, from the inception, it said, in God we trust, that God is the one who made us who we are, that God is the one who's given us the liberties that we have. And yet at the same time, this country who professed all these freedoms and all these different things that God afforded to us, yet we found stuff like the Native Americans being, transplanted and put in certain places, treated, the way they shouldn't have been, slaves brought over here, Blacks treated in ways where they were treated as animals, man. They weren't treated as human beings. And then you combine all of that, and it's like, man, you mix the thing with God. Like, where is God? Where is this God you've been talking about?
Yeah.
And you talk about a God who made people in his image and likeness, but yet you relegate some people to be treated with a higher status than other people because of the color of their skin or the position that they have. And so for those of us who are Christians and we're saying those things and we live that way, the world is looking at us and they're like, I don't see your God. You can tell me about all these things that God has done, but yet when there's the mistreatment of people in our nation and you don't say anything about it and you benefit from it and you seem to be okay with it. And so where is God? Where is my dignity? Where is my value? If these things were even done in the name of God, why would I want anything to do with a God like that? And so I think we have misrepresented who this God is. And we have often at times, we've used God to actually benefit ourselves rather than showing the reality of the heart of this God. Because if you think of the heart of this God, it's so far different. It wasn't about, it is about him, but yet though it's about him, he came and in some ways made it about us. As he was willing to leave his throne, as he was willing to lay aside his royal robes, as he was willing to take up a servant style, as he was willing to go to a cross and to die. He did that for us in order to show us his love. And we're fighting for power. We're fighting to be in power. We're fighting to kind of be on top. And when we're on top, we can make things how we want them to be. But here's the one who is on top. He's the King of all kings. And he would lower himself to invite us to be able to be a part of his family and to know his love. And often as his people, we don't live that way. We make it more about us than about him. And if it was about him, we would make it about others. And we would esteem others more highly than ourselves. We would love our neighbors. We would care about people regardless of their color, their ethnicity, their language, their nationality. But we hold up the same kind of standards. It's about, for us, it's about our color, our nationality, about the language we speak, the jobs we work, the neighborhoods we live in, the political parties that we're affiliated with. And it's about that more than God. And so it leaves the world scratching their head and saying, you talk about God, but I haven't seen him. I haven't seen his love. I haven't seen his care. I haven't seen his compassion. Does he even care about me? Because you don't seem to care about me. So why are you telling me about a God who does? And so I think, some of it comes to that, Rodney. We gotta live it out. Those that know him, we gotta live it out in the world so that others can see him. Got a lot of people that are like Doubting Thomas. I believe it when I see it. When I see it. And Jesus wants to show himself to the world through his church, the way we live, the way we love one another, the way we treat our neighbors, the way, but we fighting about masks. We fighting about whether or not we should wear masks.
Yeah.
And it's like we giving a mandate to love our neighbor and to esteem others more highly than ourselves. And we talking about our own individual rights, our own religious freedom, all these things. And it's like, is that the heart of God? Is that the heart of the God that we're showing to people? That we're just concerned about us? God was concerned about me. And God's concerned about my neighbor. And that's the God I need to show them.